Hello, everyone, and welcome to eBay Power Selling 101 with Michael DeWitt and Tom Parrott. I am the
Yeah,
titular Michael DeWitt, and right
and
here above me is the newly incorporated into the title titular Tom Parrott.
I'm honestly, Michael, I'm flattered that you'd finally include me in your titling.
Well, I am.
It's just such an honor.
Well, I knew it would be an honor, and I specifically saved this moment for the very beginning of the seminar so that we can all appreciate all that you do for us here. You are very overqualified as a teacher's assistant, I must say.
That's the first time anyone's ever called me overqualified for anything, Michael. You're
This is what I expected. I like the fact that you're getting emotional over something that I've done. A nice thing I've done. This feels
it's
good.
just it's 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 just nice to feel like I got to win, you know?
That's
Just
a universal sentiment spoken by tragic characters in throughout film history. I'm just glad I got a win, as
I've never as who? I've never watched I haven't watched a movie in like 2 years.
I feel like it's maybe those not those exact words, but the sentiment of finally at the end of a depressing life, having one good thing happen. You know. Anyways, that's me congratulating you for being a great teacher's assistant. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Hello to everyone in the chat here through the Learning Annex TV. They've installed the chat box on my little tablet. So I will be able to see what you are saying. Feel free to chime in as you wish.
I
I
was wondering
see
when they were
Carrie
going
the
to install
Self-Care
that.
Fairy is saying, woo, ready to sell.
You know, I remember we had Carrie on a little while
And
ago,
of
if memory
course we did.
serves. I'm glad to see Carrie's back.
Yeah, welcome back, Carrie. I hope you sold your off-brand Polly Pocket kit. I believe that's what it was.
That's exactly what it was.
And just to give you more of a context, this is a seminar all about eBay selling. And I've taken it upon myself to really crystallize what it is we do here. So I actually have a prepared statement that just sort of
You
kind of takes away all the excess and fluff and lets people know exactly what this seminar is about.
22 weeks into doing this seminar is the perfect time to finally debut a succinct
Right.
summary.
Well, thank you very much for that compliment that I won't
I'm
read
happy
into.
to don't read into it at all. It's a legitimate compliment. You've given me nothing but legitimate compliments today, and I this is why I defer to you. Right? I'm just the student. All right. I mean, there's other students in this class who are not in the title,
Right?
but you're the master. You're the power
Well,
seller, and I defer to your decision making because it's powerful, brother.
thank you, my boy. Much appreciated. So, if this is your first time tuning in, you're going to want to pay close attention to this, although you won't have to because it's so succinct. You could half pay attention and still absorb it all. Without further ado, the purposes of this program, which airs on Channel 59 in San Antonio and on twitch.tv/Pack Theater for the rest of the world, is to learn how to sell on eBay as a means of expanding our individual and collective horizons of understanding and uncovering meaning in a meaningless universe, irrespective of the limitation of language, to convey the full breadth and specificity of the inner word. So now that everyone's caught up, welcome again to everyone in the chat. Please do not feel obligated to talk or respond. You are here to listen and learn.
Right. I noticed you were, I think you were about to say, do not feel free. And I think that that actually sums up what our kind of ethos is here is
Yeah,
that, nothing we do here in power selling is for free. We don't do things for free here. This class is for free. The seminar is for free if you're just watching, but we're trying to get you to make money. We're trying to get you to sell. So do things for sale. Don't do things for free. Don't sell yourself short. That's power selling tip before you right out of my mouth.
that is something you'd hear from a 4-year head instructor. And here it's coming to you from our teacher's assistant, Thomas Parrott.
Yeah. Listen, this is why This is why I'm in the title, I guess.
That's right.
Spitting,
eBay Power
spitting the
Selling
power selling
101 with
word.
Michael DeWitt and Tom Parrott. Now, the other bit of business before we have some workshop students come on live on the screen to share their items for our expert appraisal. Before we get to that, we have a bit of business. You'll notice here in the bottom right corner there are two URLs. That is because this week we have two organizations that we're highlighting. These are organizations that we want to drive our students to. You'll see the first URL there, morethanavote.org. This is a new organization created by some black athletes and artists with the goal of providing a quick, easy resource for those who want to get involved in the fight against black voter suppression. If you go to that website, you'll see a letter there with some action tips that anyone can do. They don't involve money. They just involve a little bit of time and volunteer will. And also on that website, you'll see that where they do ask you to donate is at our second link, wegotthevote.org, which is another new organization who is raising money to help pay legal funds for newly returning citizens in Florida so that they can pay their legal fines and they can have their voting rights reinstated. It's kind of unbelievable that that's even a statement that would be said in what many believe is the greatest country on earth, that someone would have to pay a legal fine in order to have representation in government. But here we are, Tom. I feel like you and I might be overqualified citizens.
Yeah, I mean,
Right?
I'll tell you something I heard today about, specifically with with disenfranchisement of folks in Florida where they have reinstated voting rights for felons, which I believe is if you've served your time and you're out back in the world again, you should have the right to vote. You should not be disenfranchised based on your past. All right, there's people out there right now who are doing plenty of stuff. I also found out today that in California, where they have prison labor fighting fires, like they got fires going on in California right
Correct.
now, that's basically slave labor because they're getting paid like a cent a day or something like that. They those folks, whenever they finish serving their time and they go back out into the real world, and they are not allowed to be actual firefighters despite having clearly an abundance of firefighting experience because they're felons. So the more we can do to help the formerly incarcerated not be part of this horrible prison industrial complex and this cycle of endless bullshit. That's really the best way I can put it. I think the better we can do, and getting out the vote is a good way to do that. And our organizations that we've highlighted today help you do that too.
My Lord. Tom, now
I'm on one, as they say.
that was that was so well said that I almost feel like I instantly ruined it by interjecting, even though you left a pause there. It's something
Well,
you
the pause
don't
is for
touch
you.
because it was so well done. So I'm going to move on from it. But please do. We have a soft goal each week of raising $50 for the organization that we highlight. So when you get a chance, bookmark morethanavote.org and go to wegotthevote.org. We're hoping in the process of the next 45 minutes or so, we can raise $50.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That's a good prospect.
It seems
I think that's a
doable.
good,
It seems doable to me.
totally doable. All right. I mean, by my count, there's 6 people watching right now. So if all of them donated $10, that's 50. That's 60. That's more than our goal.
Simple math for complex issues. With that said, we are now ready to begin officially to the meat, the high protein vegetable product of our seminar.
Why can't it be? Wait, why doesn't it be meat?
Well, not everyone eats meat, Tom.
Can it be? All right. Can we put a moratorium on if it's like tofu or something? Because if I'm gonna eat vegetarian, I would rather have like a chickpea based dish.
Well, as you see, any kind of vegetable product, that's all encompassing. So anything that does not involve meat but has protein to it can be used for the adage of the meat and potatoes of a thing. So for Tom, I don't know if you are
Did you?
I don't know if you are an empath or you are an intuit, but I fell mentally off track there. Did you see that?
I think that might have just been my internet jutted out a little bit there. I lost the Wi-Fi here at the Whataburger. They found out I was stealing the Google Fi from Austin. I routed a cable all the way down here, so I'm stealing the Wi-Fi from my neighbors in the Taco Bell. So I missed everything that you said about
I'm glad you did, because you missed
empaths
one of my lowest moments as a host of a program. I
and
spoke into
Inuits.
a cul-de-sac, and I didn't know how to get out of it. But now we are here for why everyone's here is they want to learn about eBay vicariously by seeing some workshop students come on screen here and show us some of their items. So who do we have first, Tom?
Let's work that shop. Our first student coming through today is Sam Sung. Sam, come on in, pal. Hello. Oh,
Hello.
hello
You
there.
Hi.
Yes.
Hey,
Hello, Sam. How are you this evening?
Tom. I'm well. I'm well. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yes, I must say, Sam, you look dressed to the nines, including your curtains. Those are real nice. So those peacock feathers.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They're extravagant, I know. Same with the dress, but you know,
It's great.
it's flaunt it if you got it. Is what we always say in my family.
Oh, and when you say my family, is your family, are they sort of what is the word? Are they well known, or are they infamous, or do they
They're a
have?
brand. Yeah. Do you know the actor Army Hammer?
Yes, I
Yeah.
do. He played the Lone Ranger.
You
Yeah,
played-
and he was also what's it called? The Winklevoss twins.
Then the Social Network. That's one of the last movies that I saw.
Yeah, so he's actually, his family is Armand Hammer, and his name is Armand Hammer, and there's a similar thing going on for me. My
Oh.
dad thinks he's clever.
I thought you were related to Army Hammer for a second. The way you lived up to that.
Oh yeah, no, I wish. Oh no, Army Hammer, that guy. I mean,
You
know,
have his dashing good looks. You got a strong chin, just like Army Hammer does.
you know that's the thing. You know the children of wealth. Some choose to go into entertainment. Others decide to get into other things, which is actually why I'm here. I am what you might call a crazy rich Asian, which is, and that's not to say that I'm crazy rich, but I am rich and crazy. And so what I am offering, what I'm hoping to offer on eBay isn't so much an item as it is an experience. You know, I have an island off the coast of Korea, not Jeju, although that island's beautiful. And what I am asking for is people to bid on an opportunity to come to this island with me and be hunted for sport. If they can survive 48 hours, I will give them a portion of my fortune. And I was wondering if this is something that you can sell on eBay. It seems like something an eBay site would do. I'm not too familiar with it.
Well, Tom, stop me here if I am not getting to the heart of the matter, but I would like to know just some clarification for the scenario that you've posed. When you say hunt, are you referring to, let's say, much like a junior high flag football game? Will people be wearing ribbons that you're going to be pulling from their bodies?
They can.
Okay.
There's an extensive wardrobe. You can dress however you like. There's camouflage if that's something that you desire. But we'll also provide them with certain tools and items, nothing too dangerous on their part, unless they can construct it themselves. There are also traps,
Okay.
numerous traps throughout the island.
Okay.
But
Okay.
this is something that it's an opportunity, you know, for someone who has nothing to lose, who perhaps desires a certain bit of wealth. This is a chance for them to come to my island, engage in a bit of sport, and then perhaps after 48 hours say, "Hey, this is the win that I needed in my life."
This is interesting. I mean, this is an interesting proposal. You are offering wealth in exchange for a challenge, which I think a lot of people these days that people find themselves maybe stuck at an office job and they want something to shake up their routine. Or as you said, sometimes they find themselves in a precarious situation and they want an opportunity. So you are offering that, which is good. But as far as going back to the whole part about surviving, if you could clarify, when you say survive, is that in place of?
No, this isn't to the death. Maybe I should. No.
No, I'm picking up what you're putting down, Sam. Michael, I've competed in an event like this before. I don't know if competed's the right word, Sam, but I did participate in an experience like this. That's how I got the money. That's how I got the money to afford this Whataburger.
You participated in a skill or a challenge where a man hunted you?
Yeah, Sam, it wasn't yours, I don't believe. I feel like you seem to be pretty hands-on with your folks.
Now,
but
this isn't now I'm curious. And this is just for my benefit. How tall are you? Because if the gentleman seated next to you is any indication, unless that man is very tall, you're a very small gentleman, and I prefer a bit more of a challenge.
Oh no, I'm a short gentleman. This actually, sorry, this right here is just a dummy I have to make it look like the Whataburger's in business, but it's a solid 6 foot. I'm about 5'6".
But you have experience with creating dummies. Do you think you could build a sort of, if you had to booby trap that Whataburger, would you be able to?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I'd have to probably. I might have to go outside and do a little bit extra research because I'm not entirely sure how much construction material I have here within the Whataburger anymore. But I'm certainly, I could, I got all the exits blocked off and protected with my own devices. I do have the security system in here. I just want to keep things quiet. That's why I got these windows blacked out. That's not night you're seeing. That's black. That's a Vanta black. I got it right there. Put it up on the windows.
Hey, 1 second. I see you. Oh. Yeah, he's gone. Sorry, I thought I saw. Oh, that was close. Oh, he's getting bold.
So, what would your ideal participant?
Do you?
What's that?
I was just gonna say, do you have somebody there? Are you on your island right now, Sam?
I am actually in the middle of a game, but I feel like we're going to be wrapping up very shortly here. So, yeah, I was just wondering if I could get some tips on how to get the next.
Sure. I mean, Michael, I think I feel like maybe you better let me take this one. I did find some stuff, unless you have.
No, please. I almost don't want to believe what my mind is telling me about this scenario, so I would like you to take charge of this one.
Certainly.
Be clear, Michael, I feel if your issue is, I make sure to take care of all the legal paperwork and to get my my playmate, I suppose, my fellow gamesman. I get consent. I'm not a monster.
Right. That's what I like about you, Sam. You seem like a real stand-up kind of gentleman. You clearly have the trappings of a well-to-do man who has well-to-do mannerisms. I will say this, looking on eBay, all right, we have a lot of island experiences that are offered. I see a couple here. There's an island spa experience. There's an island funk experience. There is an island choral experience. There's island experience Kink and Pink in a tropical paradise, which has a couple of different price points. But what they all have in common is they have a buy it now. All right. So what you're going to want to do with your offering is set your price and then don't waver. Make it buy it now. Make it something that people can't just bid on. They got to go with it, because then you're going to get somebody who's live, who's game, and who isn't going to be hedging, because they're not, if you're bidding on something, you're not really in it to win it. You got a place that you're willing to go, and then you're just going to stop if somebody surpasses that. You got to set the buy it now like these folks have with their island experiences.
So what if I were to say, do you have $10 right now, Tom?
Me?
Yeah.
I do,
Could
but
you get $10? So what if I said $10 for an opportunity to come to my island, and if you're able to survive for 48 hours, you will get $2.5 million. This is your only opportunity. You have to buy it now.
I mean, God, that's because look, Mr. Sung, Sam, I'm not trying to. I want you to know something about me, all right? I have a problem with trying to win, and sometimes I get myself into situations where I can't win, but I still chase after it, and I'm trying to not behave in that behavior anymore. I'm trying to not exist in that. Now, I will say this. You tickled my fancy, and I think a $10 price is something that you can set. People will buy that now for sure, but it's just not something that I personally will do. But I think you're spot on. You got a great pitch, and I believe in your chances of picking up buyers that way.
And thank you for being so forthcoming. Honestly, you would have been a fantastic hunt.
Listen, I had my fun with Steve Jobs, all right, but I can't do it again.
I was wondering. I figured it was either him or Bezos.
I figured, I can't say, I could say Steve. He's dead. Like, his estate's not going to come after me.
Right.
I already beat him out. Like, they literally can't do anything to me. I already killed somebody else in his whatever. I don't need to get into it.
Right. Yeah. He uses surrogates. That's not how I do things. And
Oh my lord. Mr. Sam.
It appears that someone's found the crossbow. I'm gonna have to take care of this, but thank you guys so much for having me.
Take care of it. Mr. Sun, good luck, and it's a real pleasure. See, Michael, this is why you got to get out and experience a little bit more in the world. You look kind of deer in the headlights. Are you all right? Is something okay? Is something wrong? You look kind of, you're looking from screen to screen there. Are you looking at the tablet?
Tom?
Yeah?
That was a test. This segment, I purposely put you in a position where you had to host completely by yourself to show the world your mettle, your ability to rise above, not in title, but in action, the title of teacher's assistant. That was beautiful.
Michael, I appreciate it. Is everything okay?
Everything is okay. I was looking at multiple screens. There is an issue where my headphone is a little low on volume, and I decided that should take precedent over performing on a show.
A seminar.
Seminar, yes, of course, my dear boy. Let me ask the chat as well. If you had to choose between a mild audio distraction and performing in a show where you are on screen or seminar, what would you value as more important?
Well, it looks like J says performing in a show.
Fascinating. Well, luckily it was during my test to show the world that you are fully capable of being an instructor.
I hope that your boss at the Learning Annex, like the head honch, I hope they see.
Linda Carmel Hughes, Director of Programming.
Linda, yes. Oh, God. Me forgetting her name's probably not going to help matters.
I don't want to tell tales out of school, but let's just say that has been a big part of the discussion as to why you should remain as teacher's assistant. It's not knowing the name of the very first female programming director of the San Antonio Learning Annex.
Linda, I'm sure you're probably watching this either live or on replay. I'm so sorry, and I'm having a hard time. I'm having a tart time.
It's all right. As someone who has had maybe 15 mental breakdowns during this program, you having one is totally fine. But what I'm so excited about is that we were able to meet such an interesting fella there with such an interesting game that he wanted to play with people. And that only gets me more excited for the other students that we have to come.
Exactly, and let's get to meet some of those other students. We have a duo coming on next. We have a husband and wife team, Mr. and Mrs. Kurt Vonnegut. Hello,
Oh my.
Mr. and Mrs.
Is this thing?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, hey,
Yes?
yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you great.
Okay. Hi.
How are you on this evening? Both of you, individually, how are you?
Okay.
I would concur with my wife. I'm doing.
Well, that's resplendent to hear. A unified grouping there with feeling the same. I do notice that your name, Vonnegut, although I've not read anything at all in my life, it is a reference that I have heard of before. The author, Kurt Vonnegut. That is you.
I mean, it's.
No.
That's,
Yes, but
I
no.
mean, it's our name. Just because he had it first, that's part of the issue we have with the man. My name's Kurt Vonnegut. Her name is Kurt
Kurt.
Vonnegut.
Courtney, technically, but Kurt, yes.
So you both have the same name.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
how we met.
Totally valid. I'm just clarifying.
Wait, how did you guys meet just by having the same name?
Well, that's actually a very funny story. Our names were next to each other in the phone book back when they had phone books, and we noticed it. I noticed it, so I called her
I
on
would
the,
never.
I called her on the telephone. And she answered, and I was surprised it was a woman, which, frankly, shame on me. And 40 years later, we're still married.
I had nothing to win or lose in this, so yes, I married him.
Oh, all right. So you had a tie.
Oh.
That's an excellent way to phrase it, yes.
It just, like, why would I find another woman and have her change her last name? And this just worked for us. Also, she's the only other person who gets as annoyed as I do when people ask us about this guy. Like, we don't
Oh.
get.
That's a painting of him in the back there. I didn't even.
Yes, my dead mother gave it to me. It actually has her ashes in the paint, and so I throw it out, but it's in the will. I have to keep it.
With your mother.
Now, unfortunately, to interrupt, I am having an audio issue with my headphone. However, thankfully, I am here in the San Antonio Learning Annex. This is a haven for technology. I'm going to step away briefly and find myself a small headphone amplifier.
All right,
Now-
I'll take it from here,
now,
Michael.
Tom,
Thank you for being so
I
forthcoming.
don't want you to think that you're getting less instruction because Tom is now part of the title of the seminar, so he is fully qualified.
I mean, look, I pride myself on professionalism, but I guess
We signed up for this seminar under the impression that there would be 2 instructors.
Unfortunately, I can't hear the very specific qualms you have about this arrangement I'm
Listen.
presenting, but
I,
Tom, Handleit.
YESMICHAEL. Mr. and Mrs. Vonnegut. Now,
You can spell, but go ahead.
we know. I know you're not dogs. All right, dogs can't spell. Cats can't spell. Humans, you guys can spell, and you're going to get the power of 2 for the price of 1. So, Mr. and Mrs. Vonnegut, what are you guys? What are you two looking to sell on eBay?
it's about time. That's why we're here. So like we said, people they confuse us for that Kurt Vonnegut, the writer, and they give us all kinds of things. We have a whole bunch of books here.
Books upon books
Look at
upon books.
These are all Vonnegut's, not Kurt Vonnegut, the writer.
Why would two people named Kurt Vonnegut need Kurt Vonnegut books?
I mean, I haven't read any of these. Siren of Titan, like, I'm not a.
I haven't read that one, no. Yeah.
Breakfast of Champions.
I don't eat breakfast. I'm an intermittent faster.
I eat eggs. I don't need any other kind of advice.
Okay.
We want to sell these books, but at the very special edition of Signed by Kurt Vonnegut. Now, it's not that the writer, it's us. We are going to be signing it. But
Okay.
These will be signed. All 30 books that we have will be signed by. We don't have Slaughterhouse 5, but everything else. And we will be signing it.
You guys don't have Slaughterhouse 5?
Don't have Slaughterhouse 5.
Never got that.
I mean,
Do y'all at least have Cat's Cradle?
it's around here.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure we do. We have Galapagos.
Galapagos, okay.
I think it's about a turtle. I don't know.
It's weird because I'm looking at a version of it here that's got a snake on the cover, but I guess it's probably about the Cat's Cradle. Great.
Yes.
Okay. So you're in luck, which is that Mr. Vonnegut, the author, is dead. He's been dead for about 12 years, 13 years.
Thank God.
Good.
So you two are in a great position to profit off of his death.
Finally,
Man.
finally, something.
Something good.
So what I would suggest is you're going to want to here's the question. Do either of you know what Kurt Vonnegut's signature looks like?
I mean, I know what my signature looks
I
like.
know what his drawing of a butthole looks like.
So we've seen
Very
it.
inappropriate.
It's not appropriate. We don't appreciate. We've heard about his stance
Wait.
on this country.
Drawing of a butthole?
Even worse.
What is... Oh, that's a beaver. It's a vagina.
It's don't say that word, sir.
You don't appreciate
We
that?
don't appreciate that. No vulgarity in our life.
I mean, we're on the fucking internet, you two. We can say whatever we want.
Whoa! I mean, yeah.
I just did that to make a point. I'm not trying to offend.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, like
Sounds like you're trying to offend.
goodness gracious. You know,
I am being a little provocative. I will admit that.
I'm sir. I understand that you're a business owner of a Whataburger, but don't act like you're better than us.
I don't own the actual business. I just have the building. This isn't an operating functional Whataburger.
Okay, well, I'm not as impressed, but you know, at least you're a property owner, and that's more than Kurt Vonnegut could say.
Have y'all read all of these books?
No,
No.
I'm more of a
God, no.
I'm a Stephen King fan myself.
Chicken
So
for the teenage soul from me.
what do you... Here's a question. Have you read all of Stephen King's books?
I would say I've read the majority of his books, although some of them are a bit risque, and I have to stop.
There's... Okay, because my next question was going to be, is there anything you find reprehensible about Stephen King's oeuvre?
Well, I mean, it's a different genre. He's talking about a horror. He's trying to scare you. I mean, I love his Shawshank Redemption, but Cujo? I mean, don't ruin dogs for us. We love dogs.
Mrs. Vonnegut, do you find anything about the Chicken Soup franchise reprehensible? Have you found any stuff that you run into as strange?
Oh, don't get her started.
Well, I'm trying to. What do you got?
The chicken soup books are beautiful, filled with delightful stories and insight. What could possibly be reprehensible about that? What kind of person do you think I
I
am?
warned you.
I don't know. I'm just...
Don't mess.
Look, I'm just trying. Look, maybe I'm overstepping my bounds, but I'm just trying to have a whole picture of how we can best use your particular skill sets and your particular
And the teenage version, it's just, I relate to it in some ways. It's a very difficult time.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's 100% accurate. I do feel like you got to try and get in touch with your inner child a little bit. It's a good time to be in touch. Now listen, we're running out of time, and I did ask those questions. Those questions did have a point, and that point is this: when you sign these signatures, make sure that you each have a copy of each book, and you both sign each copy, because then you have two separate signed copies of signed by Kurt Vonnegut, because nobody knows what his signature actually looks like, and I think given that you two understand the nature of what Kurt Vonnegut does to you, you can use that sort of language, the anger that you feel towards Mr. Vonnegut's writings. You can use those in your listings. Having a little bit of emotion in there makes things powerful. It makes things people pay attention to, and it grabs the viewer's attention. You can highlight that page with the vagina drawn on it and have your signature be right on that page if you wanted to, because eBay allows that kind of thing, because it's just a drawing. It's not an actual vagina. They have sex toys on eBay, for God's sake. You probably even cut a hole in that book.
Wait, can you just tell us how much? That's all. We want to go get a boat.
Oh, signed Kurt Vonnegut book. I mean, if you did each copy of each book doubled up, yeah, you could sell those for hundreds to even thousands of dollars, depending on the book. Slaughterhouse-Five is the top seller, so you got to get a copy of Slaughterhouse-Five.
But then I'd have to endorse his relatives by spending money that would go to his estate. I don't.
No, you wouldn't, because you get to profit off him in the end. So who cares?
That he makes a good thing. But that's, Mr. DeWitt,
You gotta put money to make
this
money.
Tom Parrott, he said some things that I don't agree with. However,
He cursed at us.
Yeah.
Vulgar.
Profanities.
profanities. Thank you, sir. We don't appreciate that, but we do appreciate his knowledge and his honesty, and that's a rare quality. You don't find nowadays.
Well, that is the hallmark of one Tom Parrott, his ability to lower your expectations so low that basic human skills are viewed as a strength. So thank you for saying it so much more eloquently than I did before just now. I appreciate it.
That's what I come to do. I come to subvert.
Well, I'm surprised this wasn't a complete waste. I do appreciate it.
And I thank you for your patience and those of the viewers. I imagine they're so flustered by me moving around, getting extension cords from different classrooms, that they simply cannot participate in the chat room. And I wholly understand with that, because I could not chat while I was doing any of that as well. But I want to thank you both for joining us. It sounds like Tom did something semi-good towards the end.
I did, and it is time to move on. So, Mr. and Mrs. Kurt Vonnegut, best of luck in your sales. I hope you're able to get a copy of Slaughterhouse-Five, but if not, you should be able to make pretty good boat money regardless.
Take care.
Good night.
Good night.
Take care.
May your voyages be marked by plentiful of abundance.
I felt like a hat tip is probably the best way that I could send them off in style. They seem a little hat tippy.
Yeah, one day I'm going to watch this in replay and hear everything that I missed.
I do want you to just take note of me laughing when I saw you run across the screen.
Let's just say that I may have been playing up some of those crosses, and I definitely will go back and see the smirk hidden beneath the clown's mask.
Speaking of hidden people, we've got somebody who's hidden who's about to make themselves known, and that's our next student. It's Kathy.
Well, hi there. How are
Hello.
you guys doing?
I am doing resplendently, Kathy. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, golly, that's a $10 word.
Well,
I was just saying. Oh gosh.
I'm so sorry.
it's happened. It's what's happening right now is three people who are meant to speak together, speaking at the same time. It happens, and It's a positive sign of how excited we are to communicate with all of you. Kathy, I see in the background there a beautiful ocean. Shore.
Oh yeah, that's my beach painted. It makes me feel tropical.
That's beautiful. I believe we all should have these small things to really, customize our experiences and add a little bit of peace and solace in our lives. And I'm glad you have that with that painting there.
Wow, you really nailed it on the head. That's exactly what it is for me. Oh gosh, you just get me.
You know, I get you so much. I'm compelled to speak at the same time as you, but I am holding back and trying not to. But like I said, we are all here. We're here to help you sell something of value on eBay.com.
And what do you have for us, Kathy?
Oh god. Okay. Well, I got this wine rack that I got at Susan's garage sale. I paid 75 cents for it. My husband John nearly had a conniption. 75 cents, John. Really? The boys get new hockey sticks every frickin' season, and I can't spend 75 cents on something for our house? Anyway, I don't have a lot of use for it now because, I can only afford boxed wine. So I'd like to sell it.
Well, that's wonderful. May I ask you, is Susan someone you know from the neighborhood?
Yeah, she lives on my cul-de-sac, a couple houses down. She's got the nice house on the block, if you will.
Yeah, well, she gave you a stunning deal for that piece there.
Yeah, I mean, it's broken. I mean, it's not broken. I don't know. Can I sell broken stuff on eBay?
Sure.
It still functions. It's just, it doesn't lock in place, so it can be a little iffy. But no, it's pretty sturdy,
It's fine. There's just going to be multiple bottles of glass in there. Nothing to be too worried about safety-wise.
Well, actually, the more weight you put in there, the sturdier it is.
There you go.
And I'm sure that you'd want to load it from the bottom and not from the top, as it's less rickety that way.
That's exactly right.
Well, there you go.
Now, do you find there to be a great difference in taste between bottled wine and boxed wine?
I tell myself no.
But there is there not, Kathy?
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess I haven't really had a whole lot of regular bottled wine in my life. I'm just a simple Minnesota hockey mom with not a lot of money to spend. But, one time I did, Susan actually took us out for dinner and she bought a $20 bottle of wine.
My gosh.
And
Wow.
yeah, I saw God's face when I drank it.
Really?
$20. That's hefty
know.
for some wine.
I know. Oh my gosh, but I would do it for $20.
Yes, let's indulge. Let's indulge in this fantasy here for a moment. Before we get to appraising the item, let's indulge this dream life of yours, Kathy. You're drinking $20 bottled wine. You said
God.
John is your husband in reality. Would you say
Yeah.
is John there in this dream version of your life?
Definitely not.
I could sense it when you first brought his name into the picture.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm kind of wondering if Sam still got that deal about that island.
Would you like to?
I'd like to, give John can try it. He's a little overweight, out of shape.
All of the above.
All of us.
Overshape.
You would volunteer him for this experience that Sam described moments before he was shot himself with an arrow in seemingly the heart.
Oh, I didn't realize he died. I thought he just got a little flesh wound.
Well, we don't know if he died. He did leave camera before he succumbed to his injuries. So I, as far as I know, he's all right. I don't see the listing up yet, but so his internet might be a little hinky jinky just because of all the I'm sure there's a lot of action going on over there right now.
Right.
Since we're throwing out, sort of fantasy scenarios, Susan, who lives on your cul-de-sac, or was it Sue or Susan?
It's Susan.
Susan, she sort of thinks she's hot shit, pardon the language, sort of almost making a show of giving away these lavish items for below cost, almost as if I don't need the money. Look at me,
That's exactly what she's doing. She's upset because I'm more attractive, but I don't have as much money.
Isn't that funny
all
how
right.
that works sometimes when there's attractive people but they don't have money?
Yeah. Yeah. She's mad because I popped out 4 boys and I still got a tighter bod than she does, but whatever.
Has she popped out any children?
2. That's why they have so much money.
It's
And neither of them play hockey.
I feel like you. I don't know. I'm seeing this painting behind you, and I'm looking into those eyes, Kathy. And some people might say there's a sadness there, but what I actually see is hope. I see someone who's trying, despite the odds, despite the hand she's been dealt, to achieve a greater life for themselves. And I genuinely feel like this broken wine rack is your first step to getting on this track for yourself.
Oh, well, gal, I hope so. Thanks. I appreciate that compliment.
Now, Tom, do we have any comps on eBay.com that you found for this rack?
Well, we have a lot of wine. There are a lot of wine racks on eBay, and honestly, some of them look like they are, even though yours is broken, they look like they're probably a little bit less sturdy than that. And here's, I'm sorry, I didn't count earlier. How many bottles of wine can fit on this wine rack?
Let's see. It looks like 12. Yup. 4 this way and 3 this way. So 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Friggin' Bill Gates wine rack over here.
Bill Gates and the other 11 billionaires that own more than the bottom half of the country's wine rack.
our old friend Bill Gates. Now, I do think we do have one here. This is one. I see one right here. A rustic 13-bottle iron wine rack for $35 plus $14.40 shipping. Now, I do think you could probably get at least that much. But here's the other thing. All right, I'm seeing wine racks that are $59.90 for 12 bottles. All right, I'm seeing wine racks that are $130 for hold on, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 bottles for $130.
What is that made out of? Jesus' taint? Jeepers.
Is it Tom?
No, it's made out of steel. I do see one. This is one that y'all might like. Where? Sorry, Kathy. Where did you say you were from?
I'm from Minnesota.
Okay, I thought so, but I didn't want to make any assumptions. So you have elk up there, right?
Oh yeah.
They have
Elk
one
is
here.
terrible.
You know what you might be able to do if you find yourself selling this wine rack for a good money, you could make more money. This is perfect for somebody like you who I think's got a little bit of a I'll say it, a bloodlust. All right, you seem like you need a little bit of excitement in your life. I have an elk wine bottle holder using the elk's antlers. It holds 6 bottles and it's selling for $69.
Oh gosh. I could go take a deer head off the basement wall right now.
I'm gonna go ahead and send that to the eBay chat, to the Twitch. But yeah, I think you might be into something here. You got yourself a little wine rack business brewing in your head, and I think that you could combine your need for escape with your wine rack salesmanship. Clearly, you got an eye for the stuff. You paid 75 cents for that one. You're gonna make a boatload of cash.
Oh God, I would love to use the money that I make from this to buy a $25 bottle of wine and go and bring it to Susan and just give it to her and be like, here.
That's exactly what Susan needs. I can now listen, Kathy, we do have to say goodbye soon, but Michael, you haven't really had a chance to work a ton of power selling magic on anybody besides Kathy today. So are there any parting words you'd like to impart?
I would, and everything I'm about to say is directly related to selling. When I see you, Kathy, as I alluded to earlier, I don't see you as you are, but I see you as you should be, which is on the actual beach, standing in front of a small painting of a 5-bedroom house in Minnesota.
Oh God.
The complete inverse of your life is where you are heading after tonight. And if it involves you voluntarily offering your husband up for a murderous game, we're not here to judge. We're here to wish you well. We're here to smile. We're here to tip our cap to you, Kathy, because you represent so many of us who wish for more, especially in the chat. If you've ever felt the way Kathy feels, go ahead and express your therapist, what you say to your therapist in private here in the chat. Just share it with us. Kathy,
Yeah.
I hope you've been inspired by our time together.
I really have been. Thank you so much. I'm very excited. I think I got a little something going on here.
You definitely do. And as a parting gift for all of us, I'd like us all to try and say goodbye to each other at the exact same time. End it as we started it. Tom, are you with us here?
I'm ready. I'm
All right.
syncing up mentally.
On 3. 1, 2, 3. Thanks.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh,
Goodbye. We did
That was
it.
beautiful.
Great work.
That's
Thank
everything.
you, Kathy.
That is everything you want from a third student. There was heart.
Mm-hmm.
There was strife that was overcame. It really places us right at the apex, ready for our final student.
I love an apex. I love a time for a climax and a denouement. And the person who's going to be providing that us tonight is Normand Gentle. Normand.
Yes.
Hello, Normand. Welcome to the program. We're overjoyed to have you here with us.
I'm joyed. I'm joyed to be here.
My name is Michael DeWitt. This is my teacher's assistant, Tom Parrott.
Hello there.
I've been listening. It's been very nice.
Oh, thank you. Your voice timbre is very nice. I do appreciate
I know.
it. You know this.
Yep, I do.
Do you get complimented a lot from people?
Yeah, I do. It's hard when you are loved by the society as a whole, when everyone else in your life becomes kind of in the wings
Now,
of the stage.
yes.
The
That
sides. You know what I mean? Like the wings.
this is stage terminology. Now, we aren't all familiar with all of the different areas of a stage, but the wings, imagine, someone who has a VIP pass for a concert, and they're standing on the side of a stage in profile, watching their friend or performer do their thing, and they're sitting there and they have their laminate and they're cheering on. But as you are alluding to, Norman, they are at a distance.
Yes, they are at a distance. And did my manager call you? Because it's really weird you just said the word distance, because I have something prepared for you, but it probably is not good at you're the host, sorry. But it's weird you just said distance. You'll see in a minute.
Normand, just cut to the chase. Tell us what you got.
Well, I have a mouse pad that is of the world. And it was a prop in my show I used to do. But as you know, shows right now are hiatus. And yeah.
That is made entirely out of mouse pad material?
Yes, it is. But when I bought it, I thought that it was a cloak. And I used to wear this when I would sing from a distance.
That must have been quite a bit of stress on your skeletal structure. A heavy weighted cloak?
Well, most
Honey,
cloaks are heavy.
Well,
exactly. Tom knows. You have a performing background, Tom?
I haven't performed in a number of years, but I did wear a cape a lot as a child. I played dodgeball one time wearing a cape and a cloak, and I thought I dodged the ball. The coach said it hit my cape and that counted as a part of my body, and I gave up the cape and cloak life after that.
it was a hindrance to your young goals.
My goal,
Yeah.
exactly, to not get hit.
Well, I
okay.
believe that. Oh, sorry.
No, if I make a little grunt, just move past it with whatever you were saying.
Oh, I was gonna say. Well, the moment's passed. It doesn't even make sense now.
That's
So,
interesting that
Norman,
you said past. Did my programming director call you?
Yes,
You spoke to
Yes,
Linda
he-
Carmel Hughes?
I Miss Hughes. I didn't know her first two names.
See, Tom, he at least knew one of Linda Carmel Hughes' names, and he's only spoken to her once on the phone. Anyways, that is neither here
listen,
nor there.
she's got 3 names. How am I supposed to remember 3 separate names?
We're getting into something that maybe no one who's watching now heard 45 minutes ago. Normand,
Yes.
the reason the significance of the past is that I am a man with a weighty past, and I bring that to every student that I attempt to help
You're
successfully.
very good. You're very good. You have my manager said you have a very good reputation.
So my empathy stems from my own struggles and foibles. So what I'm about to hear from you, I will be ready to receive and to really feel what you're about to share with us. So please feel free.
Just a little powder, real quick. I chose this item because it's the world, and I think from a distance we all are. I just think it's good. So I'm gonna need a pitch real quick.
Wait.
Oh.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, is that a photo of you in the back there?
Yeah, that was a while ago, but yes, it is.
Could you bring that on screen a little bit? It's hiding a little bit, and I'm intrigued by it.
Tom, you're welcome to get one mailed to you in person.
I sure would love something like that, Norman. That's really speaking to me. You might be able to sell that in addition to the mouse pad. Have you considered that? Doing a bundle?
I don't sell my own self. I only give that to fans that are appreciative, and I can sense you are appreciative from that whole cape thing with dodgeball, and I would send you one.
No, well, I'm just honored, Norman, and I am sorry that I interrupted your performance. You were clearly getting ready with your pitch pipe, so I just got struck by seeing your beautiful visage on that screen there. I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna let you do your work.
Okay.
I love that
just wanna
word, by the way, visage.
Visage, it's a good word.
I just want to tell you, I also set up the room for the song, but the Wi-Fi is weak right now, so I don't know if I can move around. I'll try it on the verses, okay?
Sure,
Oh,
please.
good. Best of luck.
From a distance, the world looks blue. You know, I think we can go higher. Yeah, that's right. From a distance, the world looks blue and green, and the snow-capped mountains white. And from a distance, the ocean meets the streams, and the eagle takes to flight. And from a distance, there is harmony, and it echoes through the land. It's the voice of hope. It's the voice of peace. It's the voice of every woman and man. And God is watching us. God is watching us. God, will you please watch us a little closer? Because it's a tough time. God is watching us. God is watching us. We'll try it. God is watching us.
Look at that,
From
Tom.
a distance.
Wow.
That was beautiful, my friend. He was, and just like that, he was gone.
Normand. Whisked
Oh,
away.
I thought, okay. I'm here. I'm back if you need me.
Oh,
No.
I mean, we still have a little bit of time, and we didn't even tell you much about how to sell your item, but you just gave us a gift. I don't even. You still got a couple minutes left. It's up to you, I suppose, Normand.
Yeah, how do you feel after performing like that for us? Do you feel energized? Do you feel drained? What do you...
I feel very, very drained. I probably will take a bath after this and maybe reward myself with some Blaze pizza.
Oh, do you have a blaze by you that serves at this time of night? Or you
I have some in the freezer.
leftover blaze pizza? You know, that doesn't sound half bad, I gotta be honest. Warm water, cold pizza.
Oh, I'll put it in the oven.
Oh, you're gonna heat up the pizza?
That's
Yes.
In
a
the oven,
great
no
idea.
less. You know, a lot of people don't go through the trouble of doing that. They'll just throw it in the microwave or they'll eat it cold.
I find that the crust is crunchier if you go in the oven.
I can tell that you love yourself, Norman, because you're willing to put your pizza in the oven to achieve that crust. And I know you probably hear it from all your fans, and I know it can come off as flattery, but I am being sincerely 100% here. The love that you...
I believe you.
The love you give yourself that may feel something to shy away from, that's just the echo of the love that others have for you, bouncing off your own soul back up to your ears.
That's nice. That's
Tom,
really nice.
I haven't said one thing at all today that has to do with selling, but I've been poetic.
You know what, Michael? Everything has to do with selling.
That is
You
very
taught
true.
me that. You taught me that in my first class.
That was my final
Everything.
test. You remembered the very first thing I told you, Tom. And you're my witness here, Normand. This man, Tom, before you, he is going places. And I'm not saying you're not going places either, Normand. I'm just telling you...
I've been to a lot of places.
Oh, name two.
Vermont, New Hampshire.
Those are two places.
You know, I have to agree with Tom there. Those do qualify as places. Grand, large places. Almost difficult to form a follow-up question to. Just the scope of the two states. But
Well,
I
I'll
will...
follow. Oh,
Sure.
sorry. Go ahead. You were going somewhere. I thought you were going into another verbal cul-de-sac.
Let's just say at this point, I have put the down payment on a house here at the dead end sentence lane. And I plan to stay here and raise my children to also speak in half sentences with long pauses in between.
Do you have another half that fills in those sentences?
Well, there's Jacqueline Bonnet Carter, of course.
There was Jacqueline Bonnet Carter.
Did y'all, Michael, Normand? I'm so sorry. Listen, we are out of time, and I need to talk to Michael. But thank you so much for coming through, and I'll send you my address. I would love to get a copy of your photograph there signed.
Pre-stamped.
Of course.
Never stop loving yourself, Normand. That's my command unto thee.
That's sales. That's powerful. Michael, listen, I have to run. I haven't showered in a week, and I'm starting to feel the grease and the grime of the Whataburger on me. But what happened? Something happened with you and Jacqueline?
Let's just say that the surgery to get her boobs bigger was successful. And we had a fun week together until she realized that I guess she had other parties that were interested in her with her new confidence, and
Okay.
I guess The way she said it was she was in love with me, and that gave her a glow, and that made her her best self, which she then decided to take to. Now this hurts because Jay Buhner of the Seattle Mariners and her are together now.
Well, you know what? If she's dating a baseball player, again, maybe she's just into athletes, Michael, and you're more than an athlete. All right, you got a mind that will put any athlete to shame.
I want to agree with you, Tom, but after tonight, having met these wonderful people who have so much going for themselves, Sam murders people for entertainment, and I do have no hobby as thrilling or seemingly lucrative as that. Mr. and Mrs. Kurt Vonnegut have their art and what I gathered a disdain for the other Kurt Vonnegut and his estate. I have no such burning passion inside of me. Kathy is probably the most powerful person I've ever met who has known their power the least, and I have no such surprise in store for me. Here we spoke to Norman, who is a talented singer who feels distant from those most close to him. And I've just told you a story about how the only one close enough to me to really get inside dumped me for 90s All-Star Jay Buhner, formerly of the Seattle Mariners. I quit.
Michael,
I quit.
no.
I am starting now. I am no longer the host of this program. Tom, you've been promoted. I am never going to perform or educate again in my life because I am not worth it.
Michael,
Thank you for joining us.
Oh God. Listen, we should stop the stream. I have to talk to you.
I'm tearing up this concise log line of our show, of our program.
Michael, stop the stream. This is too rash. We can't.
I will stop this
shower.
I will stop this stream as a final thank you for being a friend over this years. But then from then on, I am okay. I've stopped the stream.
Did we stop?
We are no longer live, and you can tell because I used whatever voice that was.
Your in character voice. See, this is why I'm going to check the actual Twitch stream, because sometimes when you get in these moods, I can't tell.
I click the button, but I feel nothing. So perhaps there was a chance that I didn't actually end the feed.
Yeah, the feed's still active, Michael. Oh God, where have you, Michael?
Oh no, it hurts so much, Tom. We've been through so much, and to still end up here.
Michael, you've got such. Listen, I'm inside you. Let me in.
No, Tom. You are no longer a teacher's assistant. You are now an instructor. And as we know, instructors, they don't reach out for people who need help. They don't stay on after the feed to show loyalty to their mentors. That is not what a true instructor does.
What do they do?
I'm ending it.
Michael.
Not my life. That would be
Michael,
not good content for a comedic
that
premise.
Would be bad. Listen, this is... Maybe you should buy Samsung's story. Maybe you should buy his island experience. Maybe that's what you need. Maybe you need a little excitement. Maybe you need to prove to yourself that you can win.
Thomas.
I'll help. I've been there. All right. Steve Jobs ain't got shit on me. All right. I didn't want to say it on camera. Everybody thinks cancer killed Steve. No, I killed Steve Jobs.
You're saying that I should go onto eBay.com and bid on this most dangerous game experience on eBay.com.
Yeah, and I'll help you win.
Thomas Parrott, you son of a bitch. You have passed my final test. You talked a man off the brink of his own self-destruction, and you gave him the sage advice of making a large purchase in a state of duress on eBay.com. You truly are capable of handling this program. It's a shame that that was all an act and that I am not going to relinquish my power whatsoever, any one bit.
Listen, that's fine. I'm just glad you're not leaving, Michael. I don't know what I'd be able to do if I can't do power selling without you. All right, it wouldn't be the show.
I agree with you 100%. Your compliment is due, and you cannot live without me. With that said, thank you everyone for joining us this evening. I am so excited to see you again next week, where I will be the head instructor permanently, forever, with my teacher's assistant, Tom Parrott. Say goodbye to the people, Tom.
Goodbye to the people, Tom. I winked behind my sunglasses.
I love you all, and I always have.